Hiya, this is my first video, first proper video. For a long time I've developed with Unity, but that all changed when, whilst creating my most recent masterpiece, it just crashed. And it kept on doing this, so now I use Godot. And when I say use Godot, well, let's just say I've been a professional for about 3 days now. Anyways, let me explain to you the projects I'm currently working on right now. So, this isn't really a game, it's more or less a little simulation, where the most you'll do is place down a little hut. Now, this hut has people in it, who eat food and make more people. If there isn't enough food, then you get famine. Eventually, I'll make it so that the hut expands itself and upgrades buildings around it, so that you can make more people and have, more food and wood coming in, yada yada. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Godot may be a little too much for this project. Right, so this simulation has quite some sloppy code, so I'll try my best to explain it. But anyways, this code basically generates a rough world. It generates the background of the world, right? 256 by 256, well, in theory, but it's a lot smaller than that. Then it generates some resources around it randomly, about like 20 bits of food and 40 bits of woods, probably more than that now. And then this part here just lets the player click on a tile that doesn't contain food or wood and then place down a hut. And well, after you place it, the player gets instantiated. And basically what this means is that some basic variables get set and you actually start a city. Also, the actual calculations for finding out population growth and that is all here. It was a bit much, I'm not gonna lie, but hey, it works. And finally, here we have the actual simulation running. It is only half finished right now, but anyways, after placing on the city, you can clearly see that both the food and population increases. This is because each food tile gives your city about 10 extra food, and the population eats about 0.1 food per turn. As we go along the simulation, you can see that the population seems to increase faster and faster, and this is expected, but you can see it actually start to taper off after about 120, I believe. Well, anyways, this happens because I added in a housing mechanic. If you've ever played like a civilization game, then you would know what I'm talking about, where your population growth seems to decrease if you're over a certain housing limit. And here it seems to happen about like 120. This is only because we have about 5 houses available. And this just slows down how fast your population goes, and it will eventually make the population cease to grow. Anyways, with the population being tapered off by this housing mechanic, we can clearly see that the food starts to decrease after a while because, well, there's too many people here, and then you'll see that eventually it'll lead to a famine where a lot of people die, and this is because, well, they eat a lot more food when they're in a famine. Anyways, that is all for this project. I will make one more video on this so you can actually see it more fleshed out than this current form. If you enjoyed that and want to see more, then don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.